Hello, the internet. My name's Laura, and welcome back to my channel. It is another just impromptu video because I feel like doing it. You'll see a lovely little plant here that I got at, I think this one was at Home Depot, and I'm currently pulling things off of it because that's always what I do. But I saw it and it's really got some nice silver swirls and then swirls on the leaves, and I just can't give up on begonias, even though I'm still having a little bit of the powder mildew thing. But I just can't stop completely because, I mean, where's the fun in that? If you see a plant that you really, really like, you should be able to buy it. I mean, and it's not too expensive and all that kind of stuff, obviously. Though this one is an Acosta Farms one, and I noticed when I picked this up that the dirt in it is, because like Costa Farms just has, I mean, I don't know if it's actually a coco coir, but it seems like the whole thing is just coco coir. This actually seems to have dirt and perlite in it, which I'm much happier with because it's just better to have some airage, some drainage. I had, I mean, this is basically just a video where I show you guys a whole bunch of different stuff. So, okay, hold on there for a second. I think I told you guys that I was having problems with my watermelon peperomia, where I thought I had underwatered it and then I overwatered it. So I went to like fix the issue. This was a Costa Farms plant and it was in just the coco coir. And I went to pull it out of the pot, like pull the plant out of the pot so that I could do the roots or whatever. And basically, the plant just came out with absolutely no roots on it. Like all of the roots had rotted off. And so what I did a couple of weeks ago, I mean, it's been a little while now. Okay, there we go. Is I broke it into smaller pieces because it was kind of like one big chunk, and I stuck it into a thing of sphagnum moss. And so and then covered it so that it keeps the humidity. And very barely, you can, I'm not even sure you're going to be able to see on there. There are actually some tiny little roots on there. And so this thing has just been sitting in wet sphagnum moss. Looking at the other ones. Oh, okay, this one's doing better. And trying to reroot all of these pieces there. You can definitely see the roots on that one. So that whole big watermelon peperomia that I had is now in pieces, in wet sphagnum moss. And I'm just basically leaving it there for a really long time because obviously those roots, I mean, I'm glad that it's getting roots on it, but those roots would not be able to support a plant because, I mean, these were like full-size, big watermelon peperomia plants, you know, and they're definitely not going to be able to survive on like a couple of roots that big. So that's probably going to stay in there for a couple of months to grow its roots back, but it seems to be doing fairly well because, like I said, it's in the dome, so it's keeping all the humidity in, and the plant doesn't need like a ton of, it's not losing a lot of water, so it doesn't need a ton of water while it's regrowing the roots. So that is going. I think I'm finally just going to pull this little thing out of here. I've been trying to whatever forever, and it just, no, it's just not a lot of times, like, if I, you know, propagate something, and then it just doesn't seem like it's doing anything, generally you just want to leave it, because if it's not dying, you might as well just leave it, but that's actually dying at this point, so what else have I got? Oh. So God, this is just doing terrible. I tried to work on getting the mealybugs off of my primulinas. And a lot of the leaves did this thing where they just kind of browned and died. Which is weird because I swear that I've done this before, but just I don't know what. Yeah, I'm getting kind of fed up with the mealybugs on on these plants because like it keeps me from enjoying it. So I think I don't know. Cause yeah, like I mean, it just kind of killed a lot of them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that yet. That one's completely dead. It's really a shame because I like them and I want to keep them, but they got the mealies on them and I can't get rid of them. And so that's just annoying. I do, however, have some that I tried to regrow, and they're actually doing well. And as of right now, I'm not seeing any, I don't think I'm seeing any mealybugs in here, which is really nice. So I think what I might try and do is, salvage any leaves. Like I took these leaves off the plant that had mealybugs on it, and I like washed them off and did isopropyl alcohol on them, and then put them in here. And I even put them in separate little, like it's one of the ones that's divided, so that like if mealybugs were on this one, it wouldn't get over here. And I feel like what I'm gonna need to do is just kind of like completely regrow these guys from scratch. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. But it's definitely a way to get rid of the mealybugs because you're taking away all the soil, you're taking away basically all of the plant, and just growing it new from a leaf. So and now that I looked at that, I'm actually interested in looking at these other ones. See what we got here. I've got a begonia. That's a breakdance, obviously. I've got some other begonia in here. I'm not sure what it is. Okay, so the video cut off rather abruptly, and as you can see, it is much later now. I had an alarm go off for a meeting that I needed to go to, and then I had the meeting, and then it was time for dinner, and then the other stuff happened, and now it is after that. But yeah, anyway, so I'm back, and I think what I was doing, I think I was looking at this thing of begonias. I was going through my propagation trays, and I have this begonia here that I'm not sure what it is. So it'll just have to grow up a little bit bigger, and then there's a breakdance in here. But yeah, I've been thinking for a while that I want to like take some of these propagations and actually do something with them. I'm not sure what these are. That leaf is very obviously dead. I think that's my cane begonias. There's something else over there. Okay, these are just not big enough for me to do anything with yet. Whatever they are. I'm just looking through all my propagation trays. Hello, what are you? This is another begonia breakdance. Laura, you realize you have a lot of those, right? Like, yes, I do. I think this is my taconite, which was starting to get the powdery mildew. It does actually have a couple spots on there, but maybe, I'm thinking maybe if I pull off the leaves that have the powdery mildew on them, oh fudge, that it won't have powdery mildew on it anymore. I don't know if it's gonna work like that. I mean, seriously, I love Begonia Breakdance, it's wonderful, but I do not need another one, so we're just gonna leave that guy in here by himself. Taconites tend to propagate really fast, so I am not worried about that. What's in this guy? Oh, this is still my Benny Tochiba that's really not doing well. And what was this? I have no idea. I mean, I have the Benny Tochiba there that's actually growing at all. Not sure what that other one is. That I really want to mess around with, we're going to see how this is. I have not looked at this in a while. I put a whole bunch of Deja Thornis in here. And so we've got the Deja Thornis. That's all this here. It's definitely very light compared to what, like, very pink and light compared to what it's supposed to look like. And then my Flamenco, Begonia Flamenco, which I got root rot, and then I put it in here. And then my Withlacoochee, which was just not happy, and I put it in here to see if I could save it. And I mean, it's doing really well in here. But, you know, some of this stuff is, and then I have a Begonia Breakdance that, I just have so much Begonia Breakdance that I have in here. But I feel like it's about time to move this and then perhaps put it in my little humidity cabinet here, which is, I mean, it's got higher humidity, obviously. That's the point. Have to move some of this stuff. We're going to do something with you at some point. So much stuff around. Okay, you know what, maybe we'll try some different pots, because I've got so much Deja Thornis here. I could like try one in here and like try one in a different situation and see if I can't, because like I said, it's really pale compared to, it's supposed to be like a dark green and then like white silver on the inside, maybe pink when and it's all looking, the Flamenco looks great though, so I'm really glad about that. But anyway, let me go grab some pots. Do I still have dirt? I have dirt somewhere. Okay, I'll find it. Found my dirt. I've left myself very little space to work here though. Let's just... Okay, let's see what we even have in here. Yeah, it's been growing in here for a while, so we're probably gonna have to move some stuff around to get it out. I don't even remember how long ago it was that I put these in here. I was losing the plant, and generally when I'm losing a plant, I tried the last ditch effort of propagating it and seeing what happens, because when I have something in a high humidity dome, it doesn't matter that I forget to water it, at least not for a really long time. So we got that little guy there. Let's see what else. All right, so there's 2 there and 1, oops, 1 here. I just broke that leaf. I'm wonderful. Okay, so I'm gonna put 2 in this one and 2 in the other one, or the other pot that I got. So you guys stay there. Yeah, the sphagnum moss is actually starting to grow, which happens sometimes when you just leave sphagnum moss in a humid environment for a long enough time. It starts getting green again and being like the actual plant that it comes from. But I don't want too much sphagnum moss, because when I'm actually watering, it'll hold too much water close to the roots, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just kind of trying to gently pull it away from the roots so that there's not very much there. This is probably too big of a pot for that. They don't have a ton of roots yet, so I'm actually going to go down and shove these both into this pot, smaller size pot. I just think it's going to go better in general. All right, so we've got the one in this one pot. We're going to help that hopefully grow some roots and do a little bit better there. And then I'm going to put the other ones into terracotta pot, because sometimes these guys do better when I do terracotta, because then I don't overwater them, and sometimes they do worse when they do them to terracotta, because then I underwater them, and we're going to try both. Then one of the sets will hopefully survive. Okay, so here's the other plants in the terracotta. I'm going to finish potting this stuff up, and then I'm probably going to go all water all this stuff, because the soil is a little bit dry that I'm putting it into. So, and of course they're in sphagnum moss, which gives them slightly stronger roots than if they are in just straight water, but you know, still want to make sure that they get watered enough. Okay, how are you doing, beautiful? I know, yeah, this plant literally just did not have any roots left, because they had just all rotted off. And so I just threw it in here to see if I could grow, very similar to what I did with the watermelon peperomias that I showed you earlier, where I was just like, you know, let's see if putting you in a humid environment will help you survive, and it did. So this has got a lot more roots on it than the Deja Thornis did, so I'm gonna have to be a little bit more careful about pulling it out of here, but I still need to get it out of here, because otherwise I'll have the same problem where I'll rot the roots off, because it'll just hold on to too much water. Come on, thank you, I know. All right, and then I have the Begonia Flamenco in here. I'm hoping, I saw something that could have possibly been mealies on the roots of this plant, which is really kind of annoying. I don't see anything on the leaves. So I did a little treatment of isopropyl alcohol and then potted it up in here. So We're gonna hope that that's not actually what it was, but it would just be my luck. Though that plant was not one that went in here because of mealies, so, you know, who knows what it actually is. And the last thing we have in here is my Withlacoochee. And that has very few roots on it at all, doesn't it? Okay. Do you guys have better roots? You do? Maybe they're just really fragile. Okay, so I took those plants over there to water them, and then I put them in my humidity glass house thing. Last thing I wanted to show you guys was that leaf I was talking about on my philodendron has opened, and it's actually starting to show some of that red. I've lost all the lower leaves. I'm almost considering like air layering it and then like seeing if I can make all these other nodes propagate. But for right now, I'm just gonna be happy that this plant's doing really well. It started to get all the hairy, and there's another leaf coming out here, and I'm hoping that these other leaves are staying in good shape. So we'll see. I have not killed it yet. Yay for philodendrons because they're just easy, but I'm super happy about the color on there. I mean, you can really see the red coming through. So if you like this video, go ahead and like this video. You know, let me know down in the comments what your favorite part of the video was. For the most part, I'm just kind of doing stuff that I need to get done, and I'm taping it because, you know, so you guys can see what's going on, and then I can share my little happies, like getting the new begonia and having the new leaf on my philodendron. Philodendron that I can't remember the name of. You guys can remind me what the name of it is. I only knew because I said it so often. Varicosum? Is that what it is? Varicosum, maybe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye-bye.